Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Sorry, my cat is all excited to be here for the reading, but she has bumped my camera there. Just want to make sure it's back in place there. Okay, so this is delivered to you at the perfect time in timely fashion. Courtesy of the universe through synchronicity. And this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? Also, this is a collective or general reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. So we have the energy of the Eight of Coins. So I'm sorry, the Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry about my cat. She's, her job is to sit on my lap and purr, as annoying as it can be sometimes. She takes it very seriously. And so that's what she's doing at this time. And she's got happy feet, so she can't get her balance, but she'll be calming down soon. I apologize for the inconvenience. All right, you're a good girl. Yeah, a cat's purr can actually raise the vibration to a very high level. And when they get happy feet, it means that they're really in the zone. So, and she's in the zone. She's making me laugh. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles represents someone who's hard at work. And it's funny because this card is the only card in the tarot where the pentacles actually represent making money. It's the only card where the person is actually focused on making the actual coin, like literally making money. And so this can represent a project that you've been just started and you're on the second coin and you have 6 to go. Or you have 6 coin done and you're on the 7th and you're just about done here and you're going to be working on the last one. Hard at work at trying to bring a project in, basically. This is funny because this card sometimes can represent like literally making money, like counterfeit, forgery, identity theft, those kinds of crimes, basically white-collar crimes, they call them, I believe. So this energy is talking about maybe money laundering. I don't know, all the pyramid schemes, some sort of scams, just, shifty energy. But there's a reward coming in, and I feel like this is about this, but I feel like this is the collective's energy here. My collective is like waiting for a reward of pentacles, and not these ones. God wouldn't be having anything to do with these pentacles, how these were. But this looks like you're getting a reward for the divine for staying on your destined path, which is guided by the North Star energy. So the divine and the universe are collaborating to bring this reward in. And this is talking about having been breadcrumbed. And so that might be because this was going on. And so this energy, this breadcrumbing energy is also about learning. So it's a two-side, every card has its pluses and minuses, basically its strengths and weaknesses. So this energy is talking about learning about the give and take in life, like how much you are going to invest in yourself, how much are you going to invest in others, what are you going to invest in? Who are you going to invest in? And what do you anticipate the return to be? And is it going to be a fair exchange of energy? And this person has 6 pentacles, which is actually quite a bit of money. There's only 10 in the tarot. So if you think about the 10 being the billionaires and trillionaires, then the multimillionaires would be 9, 8 would be a millionaire, someone who's a millionaire, and then, 6 is probably upper middle class kind of energy. So this person feels that they have enough to give to charity, and they're happy to give it to this person because their discernment is telling me that this person is really going to appreciate what they're giving them and actually make it benefit their life. Whereas this person, he's got the scales of justice hanging above this person's head, because if you look closely, this person has something in their pocket already. So this is a grifter just looking for an easy handout, looking for a way to make money without having to actually work for it. This kind of energy. This could represent someone who's actually hard at work making money. Most people are, but this can also represent an energy of making money that is not legal. And so this is, we're going to focus on the way that you need to go, because that's what this is about. This is for my collective. You're on this path. You're doing really well if you're in upper middle class earnings. You're starting to be able to share a little bit of that wealth with other people, which is very generous of you. And you're learning the discernment, and you're also learning that the best investment is in yourself. Like to educate yourself and to learn more and more so that you can become better and better at what you're doing. So this is giving you a passion for discovery, and this is another gift. So there's 2 aces already come in. And this is talking about, there's new energy coming in, and the universe wants you, they recognize that you've been on your path, you've been doing your best, and maybe you're feeling a little bit tired now. And this is to give you another boost of energy, some more passion for your goal. You're on God's path, and God wants to reward you. And then this is talking about a celebration. This card is, the cups are about romantic love generally, and then they can also be about other love, like love for someone or something, even love of something you love to do or love to be. And so this energy is, these people, they are toasting each other, or they're toasting, but they're not toasting each other. No one's looking at each other here. They're toasting something that has happened, something that they feel, maybe they're toasting that this is almost complete, whatever this is. If it's about romantic love, it quite often is representing the third party energy in the romance, and maybe someone's moving on or that type of energy, and they're happy that, with this passion for new discovery, it could imply that maybe someone's moving on to a different lifestyle. And so they're celebrating something, but it's not each other. And then in many cultures, like if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye when you're toasting them, they'll freak out, especially in Europe, because they have a suspicion that if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. And so this is like, they'll be like, look at me. So it's really, they take it very seriously. And so, it doesn't make sense that if this is for romantic love, of course, this is, the third party energy would not be a celebration. So we'll wait and see. We'll see if maybe they are actually celebrating, and it is a good thing, except that here's my collective being burdened. And so this new passion, I feel, okay, so this card, again, has 2 ways that you can look at it, or 3 even. But this is talking about someone who feels really, they're carrying a heavy, heavy load. And it's so heavy that they're going to have to put something down soon, because they can't keep carrying it. And, it's just too much. And this is the 10 of Wands is the most wands that you can get in the tarot. And so this is a lot. And this is talking about seeds that you've planted. And that can talk about this energy, like putting a bunch of work into something, working hard at it so that you can collect your harvest after. And so these wands represent your actions of planting these seeds. And now some of they've grown and they have fruit on them. And you're bringing your fruit in for harvest, from the harvest. And your home is right here, but this person, he can't see his home is that close, that his goal is that close, because he is so laden down with the weight of this. And sometimes this is the energy, the saying, can't see the forest because of the trees. And it's saying that you're so caught up in the details that you can't see the big picture anymore. So he doesn't realize how close to home he really is. And he's really struggling. He's wondering if he can make it home. So now, some of these burdens are likely, and probably 3 of them, just because it's sitting on here, 3 of these wands probably quite likely are the burdens that belong to other people and their actions, and he's carrying them. And so right away, the first thing he has to do is put these burdens down, because when God is starting to reward people for staying on their path, anyone that has been in the way of that path is going to hit, the karma is about to hit. So you want to, if you're carrying burdens for someone that's causing you burdens, then you need to put those down in the field right now and make that decision. Just put it down. It doesn't belong to you. You could phone them up when you get home and say, you know what, I put your burdens down in the field, come and pick them up. Don't expect them to be happy, because people who like to have other people carry their burdens for them, they like you better when you're doing that. So you know, this is a probably part of the reason why you're continuing to carry it. And this also can represent a situation where, let's say you bought a house 5 years ago, and you know, it was a good price, and you've enjoyed living in it, and you feel like it was good value. It's gone up in price, but it needs some work now, and you have this other opportunity somewhere else that you really want to take, but now you have to sell this house and the market's soft, and you're like, so it's not really a burden, it's an asset that has become burdensome to you, because now you are wanting to change direction. It's just it's something that just your circumstances have changed. So you know, it's about having to take some time now, maybe to do a bit of work to it and get it ready for sale. And you would rather just quickly sell it and move. So you can make that choice. You know, whether you know what that line is that you need to get from it to feel that you've made the profit from it and move on quickly, or you know, put off your plans for a couple months or few months and work on getting it ready for sale. This is talking about being in a mental prison. So this mental prison energy is when you're having a hard time making that decision. It may not be this decision so much. I feel like maybe the reason why you want to move is because of this energy here, like this breadcrumbing, this celebration of other people celebrating what they thought was you carrying this heavy load for them, and they're happy that you're doing it so that they can have an easier life while you do the work for them. And you're in this prison because you're starting to realize this is what's happening, and it's caused you to kind of give up what you love to do and what you love to be. So you're, you know, you've gone through a lot of emotions and having to deal with these thoughts. So the swords represent your, they're the element of air, and they're your thoughts, your mental intelligence, your discipline of the mind. And so this person feels duty bound. So this could represent the burdens that you're carrying for other people are people you care about. So they could be even people that are close to you, and you don't want to turn your back on them, but you have to put them behind you now, because you have to move forward. If you just can't carry it anymore, it's too much. And they are not changing how they're doing things. They're actually celebrating that you're in this energy. So you realize, like, I have to look after myself here and undo these binds. Take the blindfold off, face whatever this is, and move forward with this one thought. And you can see this person is about to do that because they have their right foot forward on dry ground, and their left foot is still in a puddle here, but the puddle is very shallow. Now, that you know, water represents emotions in the tarot. I'm not saying your emotions are shallow, but there's less emotion attached to it now. And this is also representing leaving your home and feeling like, okay, like that you didn't want to, but you realize that you're not going to be happy here because of the actions taken by these people. You're going to put the burden of what they've done down, and you're going to move forward and make a new home somewhere. And the universe is saying, good for you. Like you're going to get this reward of pentacles when you make this move, and you're going to have a new passion for what you do and what you love to do, and let them deal with what's, you know, their actions are. So this is talking about moving forward now, and this can also represent the thoughts and the actions of people behind your back. And so it's an energy where you've made this choice, like you're about to do it, yes, because you're the wounded warrior. And okay, so this is saying actually that 8 of these wands you were able to land. And so, wow, you got them home. Good for you. I knew you could do it, collective. So you're leaning hard on this 9th one, and it's closest to your heart. And this is the one thought that's left, and it's really hard for you. And a lot of times it's just because you care about these people, and you're like, wow, like but I have to do what I have to do now. The Band-Aid is now off your eyes, and it's on your head because you have a headache. This is the wounded warrior. This is someone who has stayed on their path despite everything that's happened, done their best to make the best of their situation, but it's just too much. The burden's too heavy now, and these people are going to have to just deal with their own shift. It's just the way it is. Whew, and so disappointed. Wow. It just made me like, oh. So this person, this disappointment is talking about, like the cups represent, like this can represent disappointment in love, in a love situation with a partner. And there was 3 people involved, which is like this energy here. And just sitting under the tree after bringing this load home and thinking, man, and this person maybe that is really close to you has done this to you in the past 3 times. And like where they've let you down big time, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. You're going to have to face your own shit here. I'm done. And then this is talking about, or it can be the kind of, there's a 3rd-party relationship here. And there could even be a 4th gift, which is there was a pregnancy that you're finding out about on top of it that doesn't belong to you. So it's kind of like coming from the 3rd-party energy. And then there also could be a situation where you've had, this is more than one relationship. This is a relationship with 3 people that are very close to you. And they've all disappointed you, every single one of them. Or you've worked on a project and you've tried to launch it 3 times, and due to all this burdensome energy, it didn't launch. And the universe is asking you to give it one more go, and you're like, oh, it's so hard. I don't feel my heart can take any more disappointment. So you could sit under this tree for the rest of your life, or you could have faith in God's plan, get up, and like that's this energy here where you're like, okay, God, I'm going to give it one more go here. I'm going to do my best. And yes, there was something fishy in your love life. So this is saying the Page of Cups is representing, the pages would work for the king and queen, and they would deliver messages within the court. They would be around 7 to 14 years of age, depending on how mature they were, and they would come from the surrounding families in the area. And their main task would be to run errands and deliver messages within the court. You have to remember that back in those days, the life expectancy was about half of what it is now. So they worked young, like and this was like a real coup to be able to work for the palace and be a much better lifestyle than most people lived. And so this is someone who's delivering information and running communication. And it's talking about, he knows he's got the cup and he's very focused on this cup. There's a fish in this cup that he can't keep his eyes off of. And he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea, but this is the fish that he is really motivated by. Now, this person, this may represent online dating. In the old days, everybody would be delivering the message in person, and this would be a male, but this can be a female energy now, and in their masculine energy. So the communication doesn't have to be in person, and quite likely it might not be. It could be a phone call, a text message, maybe you get an email, maybe you're on a dating app and you get a message on that, or on social media, and perhaps you're invited to an event. You go to the event and you meet up with someone there, and when you meet up with them, you hit it off, and maybe this becomes a relationship. And this is also saying a good idea, if you're looking for information, is to keep an eye on what's going on at the top of the pyramid, because whatever is going on with the elite, the leaders of the countries, the trends going on can really have a strong influence in everyone below the pyramid, and it might give you some idea as to what's happening to a lesser degree or a less public degree in your own life. And look at this. This is talking about the moon. So the moon is talking about there's hidden illusions and secrets that are coming out. Usually that happens around the full moon, the new moon, and eclipses. So pay attention to those energies. If you want to know more about those energies, you can go to the full moon, new moon playlist. And I have, for all the horoscope signs, I have readings about the eclipses, which is a lot of energy there, and also about the moon, the full moon coming up here in a few days, which tends to be when this energy comes out to play. So this is talking about this lobster wants to come out of the emotional waters. That's talking about this, being vulnerable, like taking, climbing out of its shell, basically crawling down this path. And it's dangerous because there is a domestic dog and there's a wolf here, and they're both howling at the moon, and he's got to crawl past. She has to crawl past without being noticed, so that they can get through these posts, these pillars, and be on their path of glory. Because they're determined to do what they came here to do for God in God's plan. And of course they're protected because this is God's plan. But they have to overcome the fear. And this domestic dog can be about someone who has maybe gotten too domestic, and you're taking, you need to get out more. And this energy could be talking about you're a wild child and it's time to settle down. Come home once in a while. That's the energy. So yeah, that's what this reading is about. Stay on your path, and any hidden secrets eventually will come out. The truth always does. And especially when God's on your side like this. So we have God giving you a reward of a large amount of pentacles, which is representing not just money, but your lifestyle is going to improve vastly. You've been in this wounded warrior energy for, to bring in this many wands. It's been a long battle, but you've stayed on your path. And you've been very disappointed in people close to you, like in more than one person. It's been very disappointing. Perhaps these people think you don't know what you know, but you do know. You just felt like perhaps they would change, or they would, move in a new direction, be on the up and up, and it's not happening. So you realize you can't carry their burdens anymore. You just have to quit helping them, or at this point, what you need to do really is isolate from them, cut them off from your life. And this is the energy. I don't know how long, if you've done that yet. This could be the past, the present, to the future. But when you do that, that's when a lot of the truth comes out, because God is protecting you at this time because you're still associated with them. As soon as you cut ties, boom, that's when the truth starts coming in, and the karma. And so this is talking, there was something fishy that really stunk in your love life, and it's caused you a lot of burdens. And this could be, I thought there was three here, but it's talking about you're still holding this one close to your heart, and then you put it down and one other. So you managed to get 8 in. So good for you. And that could talk about these pentacles that you were working on so hard, that God is going to make sure that you get the value out of that, and 100-fold more. It will be returned to you, anything that you've lost. And then this is talking about people celebrating too early, because they thought you were never going to put those burdens down because you cared too much. And so this is talking, when it comes to if there's some matters in court, or there's something happening in that direction, you're waiting to hear from the courts or the lawyers or something, that could be represented here. Sometimes this isn't just a mental prison. This is a physical prison, like jail. This breadcrumbing energy could be about this money going missing because of, that illegal energy I was talking about. Maybe someone was siphoning money off of you somehow. I don't know how that would be. You would either know that or have an idea about it. People were celebrating too soon, though. Unfortunately, it looks like people in your inner circle were involved, And at first you didn't know about it, but you figured it out after a while, and you cut, and that's when you started cutting ties, as you realized. But as you were cutting ties, I'm getting what happened is one sword by the other, you were like, okay, I have to let this person go. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to let this person go too. Oh my gosh, I have to let this person go, and this person go, and this person go, and this person go. And then you're standing alone, and the only one standing with you at this point is God. And so that's good enough for you. You're going to go on God's path, and you're going to have faith in God's path, that you will be rewarded for staying on your journey, and that it will all work out somehow or another. That kind of energy at this point. I'm going to clarify this for those of you who would prefer to have some clarification. And let's see here. Hey, little girl. Are you purring? Yeah. You may not be able to hear her because I have a noise canceling mic on. I still do have a lot of very noisy construction out there. So I'm using my oracle, and my oracle is Tales from the Vector. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. I've been working on this since 2007. I did have it, I brought it out to my seminars and in the past, but it wasn't totally done. And I had it at psychic fairs for about 2 years, had a lot of fun playing with it with people. But now that it's done, I'm like all the paintings are done, I finally have time to be able to work on my web on this channel. And so I'm really enjoying it. I'm learning a lot. And you may have noticed that what's written on paper is not always necessarily how it works out in action. So I'm learning every day and taking notes to put in the booklet that goes with the cards when I do bring it out. We're talking about you're being on a foolhardy journey, that you can anticipate a good result. Like this is, I feel like this is a labor of love, what you're doing. It's kind of like with my oracle here. I mean, these are really, this is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I started doing these paintings back in 2007. And they're like dragons from the future, and they came with a bunch of information. They're from specific locations around the world and the universe, and they also had, like a lot of information. And the dragons, I found out, want 3 foot by 4 foot paintings at the very least. So there's about 30 very big paintings, and then I have like 64 in total. So it took me a while, but I wasn't really in any hurry. I was just having fun with it. So this Aries energy is talking about starting over again in a new way. It's not necessarily about being on, like, starting totally from scratch. It's talking about going in a slightly direction, or finally going in the direction that you always kind of wanted to. Like for me, I was teaching a lot of seminars at that time, and I really enjoyed that. I wrote a book. I really enjoyed that. I'm a Sag, so I like to tackle new projects. And, and I traveled a lot, and I learned a lot, and I enjoyed it a lot. But I was working on this oracle, and then in 2020, when the mandates hit in 21 and 22, it pretty much shut down that part of my business. So then my focus was on completing the final paintings, and then eventually bringing it out and working on my channel. So now that's what I'm doing. And this is kind of what this reading is about. It's like, if you're having fun doing what you're doing because it's part of your destiny, what you feel like you want to do, it's not really work. You're just working at it, and however long it takes, and you just kind of go with the flow. And maybe you take things in a new direction, and shift happens in your life, and you have to put it down for a little bit. It's kind of something that's on the back burner. And so this is having that balance then about bringing it in. And the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge, and they are hanging there because they want to get a new perspective on things. So they're upside down, and that gives them a better view. In my oracle, this is a dragonfly, and she's adorned with Swarovski crystals. She's very pretty, and she's doing a headstand on an echinacea flower, which is very healing. And so this is it's talking about having balance. Like if you're doing something you love, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's just something that you do because you love to do it. And the perception, I've got my little cat Stella on my lap here, and she's purring away here. As I said, I'm wearing a noise canceling mic, so you might not be able to hear her, but then you hopefully don't hear all the noise with the construction outside my place here. So the perception is, this energy, whatever this was, this person felt the grass was greener on the other side, but now I feel like they realize it was fake. But if they come back in, there's no way, like this is like, no, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm done. I'm on a different journey. My grass is green because I water it. And then the High Priestess is talking about using your intuition around the situation. And it's really hard if you have to cut ties with people that you care about and that, you wanted to have in your life, but then you find out that this kind of shift is happening. You have to let it go, because when the karma hits, you're going to get splattered with it. Otherwise, you need to move forward into a new way. That's what the reward of this passion for new discovery and this energy here. And this passion for new discovery can sometimes talk about investigators. Someone may have hired a private eye to look into what has been going on in the background, that type of energy. This can represent jail as well as a mental prison. There's things that you don't want to be caught up in, so you have to cut ties and not have anything to do with these people. It's a whole new world, right? You have to get neutral to it and just let the cards fall where they may. This is falling and failing in love is a matter of I, and your first love needs to be yourself. You need to step forward and look after yourself, protect yourself in this energy, document what's happening, and, just love yourself for now, and just let everybody else that you feel is involved in this situation go, and just move forward. That's the best you can do. There is a tower. I can smell it. It's about to hit. We can tell. Quite often, look at all the towers that are happening in the world right now. There's a lot of energy, a lot of information coming to light. And that's just it. The truth always comes out. This card does have the word divorce on it, but this is actually saying the worst divorce is from source. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. So as long as you stay on your destined path, and you're enjoying what you're doing, then, you're in a good position. And the wheel is like you're going to have a new passion for what you're doing. It's talking about what you're doing, taking off in a different way, and having a way better lifestyle than you could have ever even imagined, because God is so pleased that you stayed on your path. The karma is coming in. Both these cards are saying the karma is about to hit. So keep doing what you're doing, and, have a light heart. Recognize that, you've done your best here, and sometimes you just have to look out, like you have to put yourself first, because you have to have that kind of love for yourself. No one can carry a burden like this for too long, because it'll weigh you down to the point where you can't get back up. All right, it's a whole new world. A new cycle is coming in. All right, I like this energy. Give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. I would be very honored if you did so. Bye for now.